A family home for generations. That's the high-level overview of Mum Jackie and daughter Taylor's modern Coveside farmhouse. The finer details, including its timeless neutral accents, kitchen to fuel their love of entertaining, and sun-washed deck to kick back on after a long day, keep the familiar space fresh, while the free-flowing wine and good company keep it fun. But first we'll visit Mara and Colin. If you know what you want, why not go for precisely that? It's the kind of thinking that landed Mara and Colin in their dream home. Born out of a childhood fascination with the ocean's mysteriousness, Mara's ongoing captivation is now fed daily by their waterfront property. A breezy space, energized by passing wildlife, local art, and live music.
Yeah, maybe you should come home. You've been saying it for so long. Let the water lift you from the city's undertow. Yeah, maybe you should come home.
Water. Deep, flowing, mysterious, ever-changing yet constant. The inspiration of artists and adventurers. It's the foundation of life. We are drawn to it, to watch it, listen to it, immerse ourselves, and for those who choose, to live beside it.
My name is Mara Nickerson, and we're here living on the East Coast.
My name's Colin Nickerson. I'm retired, and now we live here on the south shore of the Maritimes.
So we kept looking for different properties, and what we really came to realize was how important it was for us to be right in this area. We also found that every place we looked at was either a teardown or a big executive home, neither of which we wanted. And the more we thought about this place, the sun it gets, its location, we just fell in love with it. So then we decided to move on it. Water has definitely always been a part of my life in some ways. Born and raised in Toronto, we had the lake down there, but I spent my summers in Muskoka, so loved the lake up there. But I'd always seen ads of beach, and I'd never really been to the beach, and it seemed so exotic. So when I came down here, I just actually fell in love with the ocean and swimming in salt water and beaches. So just totally felt that this was the place I needed to be. More down here than lakes. Ocean is better. The main things that drew us to here was the proximity of family, the view, and the weather here is gorgeous. The house is really kind of a 50s style bungalow, split level. And then when you come in, you can come upstairs and we have a great piece of original artwork from the Maritimes that we love. And then you come right into the main living area where it's got the kitchen, a dining table, and the living room, and the deck looking out into this amazing view. When you come up the stairs, you can go left, and there's 3 bedrooms and a washroom, and the 3rd bedroom we've kind of made into a TV room. And then when you go down the stairs, there's the usual laundry room, furnace room. There's a 2nd bathroom, and there's also a big open room, again, with good-sized windows that look out to the view, and we use that room as a spare bedroom, and we have our workout equipment. And my my drums are down there, so it's just a fun room. I think the room we were drawn to the most was the living room, because it had, when we moved in, it had a great big picture window that opened up to the view, and it just lets in all this light that was amazing.
We also painted the fireplace and ultimately put an insert in it, and our contractor sourced the old beam that we used for the mantel, and it's got some old iron hardware in it that we decided to leave in because it looks kind of cool. So it's really something we enjoy, especially when it's a wet day or foggy and overcast, to light a fire there and have that going most of the day.
So I think when people come, one of the first things they do comment on within the house is the artwork that we have. I've really tried to fill it with a lot of original maritime art. Some paintings, some different types of art, felt work, and that I think gives the place a lot of color and a lot of fun. The second thing that everybody mentions is the view. It really is an amazing view. Even delivery guys who come up the hill will comment on, "You really have a beautiful view here." I think when we saw the property the thing that really struck us was the openness of the property and the view that came with it. I think whenever we arrive, particularly if we've been away for a while, when we come up that driveway and see the apple tree and the view out there, I know I'm home. It's lovely. So I think once we bought the place, one of the things we did was, as part of the interior ones, was outside. We put the deck all the way around 3 sides of the house, just to give us more outdoor space. This place really lends itself to great parties on the deck. Having people over and seeing the sunset and having bonfires. The other thing we did was we built a bunkie. So for friends and family, it's a little bunkie where it's got its own kind of kitchen and bathroom and stuff, so people and friends can have some privacy and come, and we can offer the place to whoever needs it. The wildlife here is actually pretty great. We have so many deer around the property. There's actually probably about 5. They're out pretty much every day, mostly in the mornings and in the evenings. They love the apples under the apple tree, so they're often grazing out there. There's also some fox that we've seen a couple of times prancing about at the front. Lots of birds, lots of pheasants. We had a pheasant with a nest just off the bank this year, so that was kind of fun to keep watching her. So there's always stuff going on.
It really feels like home.
So one of the things I do love to do is eat outside. We eat out on the deck. I started growing lettuce and tomatoes, and I have a bit of an herb garden with some basil and mint. So it's really nice to be able to go out when I'm making a salad or dinner and get those things right off my deck. They're on the deck so the deer don't get them. I mean, I do love to swim. It's a big part of my life down here. And to be able to go down to these friends' beach and swim, we swim almost every day. We try to start, early mid-June through to the end of September. No matter what the temperature is, I'm in there most days. I've swam through university, and it's just always been a big part of my life. So it's great to do it here. There's nothing better than swimming in the salt water. So there's so many things that I get to do here. One of them is there's a little band that I play in weekly. There's a group of us that play music. I play the drums. They're downstairs. I also do Tai Chi with some friends. I'll play pickleball. There's just so much going on and so many things to do.
There's always something to do around the property, inside or outside, so that's something I enjoy. So my activities include taking care of the lawn. We've got about 3 acres, so that's a lot of lawn to mow, and a ride-on mower, whippersnapper trimmer, and other lawn equipment.
I think the only future renovations that we plan or hope to do is some kind of steps and deck about midway down the bank, so that we can enjoy being a little closer to the water. We're only here half the year, and we're in Toronto for the other half. I can see a time when we might be here full-time, but at the moment we have a child in each city, and the grandchild is in Toronto. So that's a bit of a draw. So I don't know if we'll ever be here full-time, but I would love to be here full-time. I think the idea of home for me is obviously where family is, where Colin is. Close to family and friends. And being in an environment where I feel at peace, I feel happy, I feel joy, and this place does that for me. I think there is something magical about the ocean. It's so open, and it brings a sense of possibility. And I just find being by it, maybe others do as well, that there's possibilities of the world out there, and it brings calmness as well. One of the things for me about being by the ocean is it gives me energy to engage with the community around me.
I'm Jackie Bridges. This is my family home in Hubbards that I grew up in, and it's been in my family for many, many years.
My name's Taylor Bridges. This is my family home, and I will swing by for dinner sometimes.
My mom grew up in this home with her family. My grandfather built it. The original house had burnt down and was rebuilt. My mom lived here her whole life, and then when she had her family, all her children were brought up here. It's been here a long time, and it hasn't really changed much on the outside, which is nice.
I knew that I wanted to come back here eventually one day too. I love being by the water. I love doing paddleboarding, and when I was younger I did sailing camp. So I knew one day I'd be back here too.
When we bought the home in 2006, we knew we probably would come back to Nova Scotia, and we've always summered in Hubbard, so this was a logical choice.
Well, I'm feeling very grateful to have water be a part of my life. I think it's beautiful. I've never had the opportunity to be so close to it as I am now.
Well, it's always been in my life. I sometimes take it for granted because this is what I look at every day and what I've looked at for all growing up. I just think it's part of my life. Water's always been a part of my life. I would say that my house is modern farmhouse. Reclaimed wood and dark floors, white walls.
Lots of black and white.
Tons of black and white. But classic, like, subway tiles. Quartz countertops that look like marble. I want it timeless. I don't want to have to redo it again, but if I'm here too much longer, I might. My favorite spot in the house is my kitchen. I spend a lot of time there. We like to entertain, so I'm cooking for somebody or baking or doing something all the times of the day. I love the island in the kitchen. It's one of the spots that I'm mostly at. I couldn't put a big full one in, so I kind of designed that, and that's basically where I do all my prepping.
My favorite spot in the home is the living room. It's so relaxing and a beautiful view. What I like to do in the living room is relax, watch TV, and maybe have a glass of wine in the evening.
In the winter, I would say I spend a lot of time here in front of the fireplace. Not gonna lie, usually with a glass of wine and maybe watching a little TV or on my iPad. In the winter, no better place to be than sitting here and getting warm in more ways than one. We entertain a lot, and we always do sit-down dinners.
They expect it fancy.
Yeah, they expect dinner.
When the family comes over or friends, everybody usually is in awe of the gorgeous view. And usually Mom's dinner as well.
Thanks, son.
I personally love the drive to Hubbard's. It is so beautiful. I love looking at the water. It's so relaxing. Not many cars on the road. And it's always nice pulling onto the street, seeing all the boats, kind of knowing I'm home.
When I look at the house from the outside, I'm just so happy that it really hasn't changed since I lived here as a child. I've made the decks bigger or a few improvements that way, but typically it never changes. And when you're over on Fox Point and you look over, the house looks the same as it did in the 1960s.
Hubbard's is the perfect community for having fun. It gets very quiet in the winter, but in the summer it is bumping. In terms of the community members, we're pretty close with most people. We'd at least say hi if we see them. Family comes over all the time and close friends as well. If we do ever want to have our own private get-togethers, we luckily have the space for that.
My views from outside that I enjoy the most is anywhere on a deck. It'll be this front deck here. I love sitting out there, and especially at happy hour, enjoying a glass and the water. But also upstairs in the afternoon, I love sitting up there. And then you can still see the cove and just from a different angle, and it's always beautiful. The lifestyle that I'm enjoying now is very relaxed. I get up most mornings, have my tea, sometimes upstairs on the balcony. I'm usually on the road doing my walk, which I walk for about an hour every morning. And then I kind of start my day if I'm gonna come clean the house, do grocery shopping. And then 5 o'clock.
Our favorite time of day.
Happy hour has arrived, my friends. I'm usually on the front deck. Hubby gets me a glass of wine. All right with the world. Well, it's such a pretty walk that I do every day. I start here and I typically go up to the Shavert School where I went to school as a child, go through to Fox Point, go around by the yacht club, and this time of year you see the kids out in their boats. It's so sweet to see them. And then walk home, and typically I'll meet somebody to talk to. And there's cute little restaurants and little, the Vintage Crow, I like to go there sometimes and do some shopping. Hubbard's is a great little place, especially, as Taylor said, in the summer. In the winter, it's quite quiet, but that's okay.
Lots of activities outside I enjoy. I love playing cornhole, just walking around, enjoying the view, and having a drink. It's so nice having this consistent space to get together. I always just know, usually on Fridays, to come down, have a nice dinner with Mom, and a glass of wine.
Just one?
Yeah. Taking walks with Mom is always a good time. She's a little hard to catch up with, though. She does walk fast, but beautiful views.
Living on the water, you have your challenges also because there's a lot of wind. And of course, just with all the flooding now, luckily we did not have to incur anything from that, but sometimes water can not be a friend. The wind has taken out barbecues here and even that fireplace on my front deck, but there are no bugs, so all's good.
Living by the water has so many perks. It allows people to come visit us, just enjoy the view, gives us the opportunity to get out on the water, paddleboarding, maybe hitting up the beach, all kinds of things.
Well, there's always going to be little things to change. Could it be a pillow? Could it be a floor? Could it be a room? I really can't say.
I do love the house as it is. The decor is gorgeous. The kitchen is perfect. Wouldn't mind having a wharf rebuilt, though.
Would I ever give this place up? Some days I'm very tempted, and other days are going to take me out in a pine box. Too much?
Do I ever think my mom would give this place up? We'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Or if someone comes with like $2 million, bye-bye.
Home to me is just relaxing with my parents, with a glass of wine and a nice dinner.
Home is being with my husband, my children, especially this one, because she's adorable, and just hanging and relaxing. No stress, no fighting, no, just eating, drinking, and be merry. Maybe dancing a bit. People are attracted to living by the water, I think, because every day will be a different day. There'll be new boats. The water itself will be different. It'll be rough, it'll be calm. There'll be birds, there won't be birds. You'll see, fish jumping. So every day is a new day.
Whether nestled alongside a riverbank or perched high above a distressed ocean, living on the shore has its perks. But beautiful views are only the beginning. The sights, sounds, and sensations of the water are constant in their impact, improving moods, perspectives, and lives. To exist and grow on its edge is extraordinary, an experience made even sweeter when shared with the people we love.